Oh, hi there. I didn't see you come in. I was just studying up on a little medical biology. Getting ready to take my MCATs next week. Not trying to go to medical school. I just, doing the crossword in the Beijing Times just isn't as challenging and mentally stimulating as it used to be, so trying to keep the old noggin sharp. Figured I'd take my LCATs, my LSATs, just be a doctor just for fun, you know what I mean? So, that's a little bit about me. Hi, my name is John Shirambira. I'm from Philadelphia. I'm 25 years old and I'm currently a live on-air radio and TV host at Seacrest Studios at the Children's Hospital of Philadelphia. What Seacrest Studios is, it is part of the Ryan Seacrest Foundation, and it is an interactive TV, radio, and multimedia studio located inside the main lobby of the Children's Hospital of Philadelphia, as well as a bunch of children's hospitals all over the country. And the studio itself is open to all patients, family members, and siblings, and it is home to a variety of different live and pre-recorded programming. It is the home to a lot of different special events, radiothons, game shows, as well as special guests and celebrity visits. And the awesome thing about the studio is all of our shows and programs are broadcast live and hospital-wide on the hospital's closed-circuit TV channel, which is channel 51, which at Children's Hospital of Philadelphia is known as Galaxy 51. What I do at Seacrest Studios is I work to create, produce, and host a lot of our live content. And all of our shows and live content are based off of what we call the 3 E's, which means that they have to be educational, they have to be entertaining, and they have to be engaging. So right now I currently host 5 shows. I host a nutritional game show called Plate It, which is a trivia show all about the different food groups. I host a variety game show called Wheel of Wonder, which can be anything from karaoke, to trivia, to word puzzles. I host a game show called Guess or Dress, which is a hangman word puzzle game show, and our viewers call in and guess a letter, and for each letter they guess correct, they get to keep playing, and for each letter they guess wrong, they get to dress up the host in a silly costume. So by the end of Guess or Dress, it is not rare to see me wearing 6 different costumes. I think my record may have been 10. I don't know, I just know I had a taco costume on, I had like a hula skirt on my head, I was like a Disney princess, Power Ranger, taco, whoopee cushion. I had like a fat Elvis suit on. I was pretty much wearing like every costume on the rack, so that show is usually a lot of fun. I also host CSPN Sports, which is our weekly sports talk show. And probably my favorite show to host is Dance Party Wednesday. And Dance Party Wednesday is our sort of weekly dance music countdown. And we also take up, we pick out a lot of different dance moves to teach to the kids. It's very interactive. We usually come up with a couple 8 counts, so like a nice little choreographed dance that we can teach. A lot of times we'll take something that happens, on Dancing with the Stars, and we'll turn that into one of our dances. So, Dance Party is probably my favorite because things can get really silly really fast. It's not unusual to have fun. See, I told you things could get pretty silly. I wasn't lying. That's pretty much every Wednesday for me. So, Dance Party Wednesday. Tune in 3 to 5. Probably the 2 biggest skills I've learned working at Seacrest Studios are definitely, one, how to improvise. We deal with a really diverse group of patients and parents, and there are a lot of limitations and restrictions on things we can do, things we can say. So every interaction we have within the studio or on air is always different. So there's a lot of flying by the seat of your pants. You always have to be able to have fun and be silly and make sure that everyone's having a good time, but at the same time you have to make sure that everyone's able to participate and that everyone's always feeling included. The thing I learned there is really just how to be incredibly engaging. Everything we do is about interaction. So there's never a moment where we're not calling to action. We're not, urging our viewers to call in at 55555. That's 55 to call into the studio. So we're always urging our viewers to call in. We're always bringing kids out from the atrium and the lobby into the studio. We have a huge volunteer staff that we send up on the floors that are constantly bringing kids down and getting them to tune in. So everything we do is really, it's almost a lot of promoting. It's sort of, we're promoting our shows throughout the hospital. We're sort of spreading the word. We're getting everyone to tune in and get involved, because without engagement from our viewers and patients, it's just, a bunch of kids sitting there talking into a camera, talking on a mic. And as much as I like to hear myself talk, if no one's getting involved or no one's participating with me, it can get a little bit boring. So everything we do is about engaging. I don't really come from a radio or TV background. Last year I graduated from Penn State and I majored in advertising and public relations as well as marketing. So I definitely come from more of a business background. But I always sort of saw myself working in sort of promotions and event planning. I always saw myself working in something a little bit more creative. I really don't see myself, sitting behind a desk crunching numbers all day. I've really never been able to do something boring like that. I really just thrive off of something that's incredibly fast-paced. I need to be working with a lot of different people, meeting new people. I just really need to be doing something interactive. A term that always came up in all of my classes is the concept of branding. And it's always that you're not just selling a product, you're not just selling a service, but you're selling some sort of ideal, some sort of lifestyle. You're selling almost like an emotion. And I've always sort of seen my brand as, I guess, sort of the class clown. I'm always the first person to make you laugh or to crack a joke. I always tell a lot of stories. I talk a lot. Everyone always tells me like, oh, you never shut up. All you do is tell crazy stories. You should just be a stand-up comedian. You should be on TV. You should be on radio. So I'm sort of, I guess you could say, the hype man / party starter. So I'm always first on the dance floor, doing the Carlton or doing the robot, or the first to karaoke, belting out California girls. A lot of times people ask me like, where do you see yourself 2 years? Where do you see yourself 10 years down the road? I just look at them and say, what, I don't know. Like, I'm really the kind of person, I just try to take things day to day, and where am I going to be in 2 months? I don't know. Where am I going to be in 2 years? I have no idea. But what I do know is that I'm going to show up and I'm going to give it my best shot. To be honest, I just had my first experience on a cruise ship this past month. It was a Carnival cruise, a 3-day cruise to the Bahamas. And to be perfectly honest, I was a little skeptical at first. I wasn't quite sure what to expect. But once I got on the boat and once we got out on sea, I really just sort of fell in love with the whole cruising life. I was having a great time. And what really stood out to me, and what really sort of left an impression on me, was just the crew and the staff. I don't think I've ever seen a crew more devoted and more enthusiastic about having a good time. It seemed like everything the crew and staff did, they were having fun, they were engaging everybody, making everyone else have fun, and really just sort of enhancing what's already a pretty amazing experience. And I spent a lot of time on the boat just kind of walking around, just talking and to a lot of different people, and I was talking to a lot of the staff and the crew, especially the activity hosts, the DJs, the MCs, the entertainers, and I realized that a lot of what they do is pretty much exactly the same thing I do. The only difference between us is they're doing it on a cruise ship at sea, and I'm doing it in a children's hospital in Philadelphia. A lot of times people ask me what my ideal job is, what's my dream job, and it used to be I couldn't give a clear answer. But after having such an amazing experience on the Carnival Ecstasy, I can honestly say I can't think of a better place for me to be than at sea working for Carnival as an activity host. It's really just an ideal fit. I'm confident that with my skills, experience, my enthusiasm and my personality, whether it be hosting bingo, a hairy chess contest, a dance party on the deck, Cupid Shuffle, Gangnam Style, you name it. I'm confident that I can help enhance and bring as much fun as humanly possible to every Carnival cruiser and help them have the same amazing experience that I did. I really hope this video has given you a chance to learn a little bit more about me and as to why I would be the most awesomest activity host ever. And I just want to thank you for taking the time to check this out, and I hope to be setting sail soon. Aye aye. Remember, if you want to hear your song on the radio, be sure to call in at 55555. That's 5 5s to get your song on the radio. You're listening to Galaxy 51.